Hello guys, good evening. As it's Monday, so let's start with our Forex weekly analysis. Starting with the dollar index chart, if you notice this, the candle, the way the market candle has closed last week, it is more like a spinning top, which is a clear indication of indecision in the market. So if you notice, last week we were expecting dollar to go up because of the rejections forming at the support. Market was playing around the support area. But if you see, more likely market has become more of sideways movement. This has become the resistance and this area has become a support. So a breakout is required. If you see in a daily chart, you can see it more clearly. So this would be the range around which I would be trading dollar. So buy at the support, sell at the resistance. So as weekly chart has a spinning top, so as always we discuss, if weekly is not clear, then we go to the daily time frames. So this week, that's what we are going to do. So that's what we were doing when we were in this phase, right? So we were doing the side daily analysis and we were trading in between the range. So that's what you can do in this phase as well. Till the time again the breakout is not happening on either of the side. You can buy at the support, you can sell at the resistance, but only after candlestick confirmation. So today, as per the daily close, if the candle closes below the low of the, I mean, basically, if it breaks out this channel formation, then you can be on the sell side. But if it takes a support and goes up, which means you can buy dollar till this price, and which is coinciding with the, you can see a daily breakout pullback level, something like this. So which is coinciding here. So that would be my analysis. Weekly is indecisive, so I would go for daily closings. And once I get a daily bullish confirmation at the support, I'll be buying. If it breaks out below, then after the breakout, once a pullback happens, I'll be on the sell side. So everything happens on, basically depends on the daily close. So as you know, everything in forex market, dollar sets up the base because that's a base currency also, and plus everything revolves around dollar a lot. So if it's indecisive on a weekly chart, so weekly analysis for the entire currencies is also not very on a trending phase. It would depend on individual currencies if they are strong or weak. Basically, major pairs, whenever we check against dollar, we get a clarity. Like if dollar is bullish, then euro should be weak, GP should be weak, and things like that. But as dollar indecisive, we have to check the individual currency's strength and weakness. And for that, how we do it, I'll show you. But before getting into major currency pairs, I'll first check gold, XAU USD. So if you notice with gold, let's first open the weekly chart here. Okay, so gold has done the breakout. If you notice now, gold is clearly on a bullish trend. Last week itself, it had done a breakout, and though the spinning top was an indecisive, I mean, was showing indecision in the market, but daily showed a good clarity here. So you can see a clear daily breakout pullback setup, breakout and pullback. Basically, you can be on the buying side of gold here, almost at its very high price. But last week we were careful on this, and still I would say be careful on this because it is still at this level. So that's why I'm trying to stay out of gold till the time this either let this level break out. If not, I would not want to trade in between this range. Yes, intraday trading you can do, buy at the support, sell at the resistance, try to capture small movement. But for long-term trading, I would not suggest to enter for buy at this current price, though it's indicating for buy, but it is nearing a very strong resistance, if you can notice, right? So just be careful with gold chart. So if having confusion, rather you can stay out and concentrate on other currencies. So that's about gold chart. Then if you notice oil, so oil also, if it's doing a sideways movement, this area has become a support. This is becoming a strong resistance, but we are not seeing a fall from here. Like basically market is doing more of sideways movement. If you notice last week also we discussed that this is at 61.8% level. If I draw a Fibonacci from high to, yeah, from high to low. So it's around this area. Just a second, let me open not this chart. US oil. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. This is what we were discussing. So If you notice, it was 61.8% level, and it's constantly rejecting that. And also, though the candle has again formed bullish, like it had formed last time a week before, but it hasn't closed above this level. So till the time that is not happening, again you can notice a lot of sideways movement here. Market is consolidating a lot. So basically, it has to break out on either of these side anytime soon. More chances of breakout now. I am looking at, if the daily chart, if I have to see, is more chances looks like on the upside because of this ascending triangle sort of a formation which I'm seeing here. But the confirmation you will get once the market breaks out above this level. So ascending triangle, the highs are similar or same, and the lows are constantly becoming higher. So there are higher chances that market should break out on the upside. But till the time it's not breaking out on the upside, you should not be buying. Wait for the breakout because it is at a very strong 61.8% level, which is currently acting as a resistance, if you notice, right? So just wait for this breakout to happen, and once a breakout happens on whichever side, most likely on the upside, then you can buy once it does the pullback. So that would be analysis for oil. So everywhere, if you notice, everywhere it is more at a very sensitive phase, you can say. Breakouts are supposed to happen. Basically, momentum is about to come in the market. A lot of trending momentum once the breakout happens. If you notice dollar index, or if you notice gold or oil, whatsoever, everything has been in a sideways phase from almost 3 to 4 weeks now. So you can expect any time a good breakout and good momentum in the market. So just be careful and try to be on the right side of the market and trade with proper risk management. Now coming to the individual currencies, like I said, we need to check the individual currency's strength. So again, if I go to the weekly chart, so how we do that is, first thing you have to notice, Euro USD will see again an indecisive phase itself at the resistance, because if dollar is indecisive, euro USD, especially the major pair, would also look in an indecisive phase. So you can see a clear spinning top forming here. But what is the individual strength of euro? You can check in against all the other currencies if it's strong or weak. So if I check euro NCD, a bearish close, which means euro weak, New Zealand strong. If you see euro CAD, again a bearish close at the resistance, right? So which means again euro weak against CAD. If you see euro AUD also, we have a bearish close, candlestick close is bearish, right? Again at this level, so it's formed at the resistance, though it is near to the support area as well. Now again euro GBP, against GBP also euro is weak, and if you notice, it is formed at a good area. So cross pairs are good to trade. If you see, you can see some momentum, because euro in itself, if I see overall as a currency, only against JPY it's not weak, because JPY it is half body half wick, which basically euro JPY means euro is also weak and JPY is also weak. That's why the candlestick is like that. But otherwise, against euro, everything is strong. See, euro CHF has formed a rejection candle. This would have been called a proper pin bar if it would have formed at the right place. But if candlestick wise, if you see individual candlestick, it has tried to go up but completely got rejected by the end of the week. So sellers are in momentum. So euro is overall. So that's how you check the currency of the individual currency, which is strong, which is weak. So euro clearly looks like that it is on the sell side. And along with that, we also figured out that JPY is also looking on the weaker side, because JPY was the only currency where euro was looking indecisive. Otherwise, everywhere euro was more on the weaker side. Against JPY, you can see the market has still, at the end of the time week when the market closed, it closed like a bullish candle, half body, half wick. So JPY definitely looks more weaker. So now we know that euro is on the weak side. Now let's, before getting to JPY, let's check GBP pairs. So starting with GBP USD, you can see a bullish close, right? Though the dollar had an indecisive candlestick formation, but GBP in itself looks strong, and looks like that it has taken a minor support here, and it looks like that it can test this level again. So that is what I'm expecting. If GBP is strong, that it can go up till this level. So GBP looks strong. Against euro also, we already noticed that it is strong, right? Let's check other currency, GBP, New Zealand. Against New Zealand, it's weak. So which means New Zealand is more stronger. So likewise, you figure it out. Again for GBP, it's an indecisive candle. You can see a spinning top, clear and spinning top, and that too at the strong support area, right? You can figure out your support area. This looks better. So what I'm trying to say is GBP looks strong, but not as strong as New Zealand and AUD, especially New Zealand. Okay, now against GBP CAD looks indecisive, which means CAD is also strong. Basically, oil closing, we saw that it was bullish, though at the resistance, but still bullish. So again, CAD is also on the bullish side. So we have an idea of all the currency pairs. So now I can figure out that New Zealand is strong. Okay, AUD is strong. Canadian dollar is strong. JP is also strong, but not as strong as New Zealand and AUD, but equally strong like Canadian dollar. So now if you check JP CHF, GP, basically GP is stronger than CHF, right? So now we have an idea that euro is weak, GP is strong as an individual currency. Now talking about New Zealand, okay? So New Zealand USD, if we see New Zealand, we know that it's strong because it's stronger than GP, and if GP is in the strong category, which means New Zealand is even more stronger. So we already know that. So this might sound confusing when we are doing it, but you would get it. Again, I say that once you understand correlation, you will understand these things more. Once you watch 3-4 videos and try to know it practically, do it by yourself. Before seeing this video, you can do your own currency analysis, then it would not sound that confusing. So New Zealand, clearly you can see the candle close also. You can see there's still scope for the market to go up till here. So strong, clearly strong and stronger than GBP. Okay. And if I check other New Zealand pairs, let's say New Zealand CHF, clearly bullish. New Zealand JPY looks bullish. Candle close is clearly bullish. New Zealand CAD is again bullish. Okay, so what we can figure out, New Zealand looks the strongest of all. Now talking about AUD, again AUD USD, if we notice, has closed bullish, right? So which means individual as a currency market still looks on the upside, and dollar has basically hasn't gone up, but it has formed a slight bearish candle. So obviously most of the currencies against dollar are looking that ways, like AUD strong, New Zealand strong, GP strong. But individually also, if you see, if we check AUD pairs, AUD JPY should be an ideal buy because AUD buy, JPY sell. The same goes for New Zealand. JPY should be a very strong buy. New Zealand buy, JPY sell. So we know that JPY we are on the weak side, but when checking with dollar USD JPY only we figured it out. When we check Euro JPY, sorry. Now moving to AUD and NCD, which is more stronger. So that is where you check AUD New Zealand as a pair. So if you notice, AUD New Zealand has closed like a bearish candlestick, which clearly shows that New Zealand is more stronger, right? So till now we are clear with the hierarchy. So strongest is New Zealand. New Zealand looks very strong. Then comes AUD, looks strong. Then comes GBP. So AUD is higher than GBP because if you check GBP AUD, you can figure it out. It is like a spinning top, looks almost at the equal strength. But if I check the overall, if I draw the Fibonacci here, playing below this 88.6% level. So basically you can give equal strength, not much difference, because if I draw the support line also, there will be one support line which will be respecting this. Okay, but there could also be a perspective where this can be drawn like this. Okay, so it would depend on the candle close. It would depend on how the market behaves if it breaks above. So you can basically take GP and AUD, both are strong, but New Zealand is the strongest. Then comes GP, AUD, Canadian dollar also. So if you notice AUD CAD, right, a spinning top. Basically, all these AUD, CAD, and GP all are strong and at equal strengths, almost at equal strength. But New Zealand definitely is more stronger. So these are the four currencies which are strong, on the strong side. Now, dollar is on the weak side and JPY is on the weak side. Okay, and which is more weaker? Dollar JPY. I'll give it to JPY because if you check USD JPY as a pair, you can see, right? USD JPY is more indicating towards, okay, on the sell side. So sorry, dollar looks more weak because here is the rejection. Okay, not JPY, dollar looks more weak if we compare between USD and JPY. JPY and dollar both are weak, but if I check USD JPY as a currency pair, it's looking more on the sell side, which means dollar looks more weak because this is the support level. Okay, so now what are we left with is CHF. So CHF, if you notice, it is indecisive. More you can say it is weak against strong pairs. Like if you compare against GBP CHF, it should be a buy, right? AUD CHF should be a buy, a bullish candle close, right? And New Zealand CHF also, it looks like a buy, see, clearly. And then we talk about CAD CHF. Again, it's a buy at the support, right? So CHF looks basically weak against the strong pairs, but against the weak pairs, it's looks like a little bit more stronger. Like for example, Euro looks weak, so Euro CHF indicates for sell. Basically, CHF stronger. And if you check USD CHF, it's looking like a sell, okay? Though it's a spinning top, but again, it looks like a sell because CHF is on the weak side, but not as weak as dollar. Basically, you can say that. And if you check against JPY, CHF JPY, okay. So CHF JPY, you have to check the candle close. It is at the resistance, okay? And it is basically candle has closed above here. So it is indicating for a basically equal strength, half body, half wick. It is more indicating for a sell, but the momentum has been on the upside. So basically it can turn from here. So there could be a possibility that CHF can become weaker. So because it has reached the resistance, otherwise till now JPY was more weaker. That's why CHF JPY was going up, but it has reached the resistance. That's why there's a possibility it can turn. So just be careful with CHF. It can be on the weaker side, you can say that, but not as weak as euro, you can say, or not as weak as dollar. So JPY and CHF can take a similar position. So we have four currencies this week. So to summarize everything, you can say we have four currencies on the strong side and four on the weak side. So try to trade pairs, pick up pairs, one of the stronger category and one of the weak category. That would be my clear suggestion. So on the weak side, the currencies what we have is dollar, JPY, euro, and CHF. So these are the categories of the sell side. Uh, Strength can change a little bit in, like for example, CHF can turn more weaker because it is at the resistance just now. So that you would have to figure out, keep checking your daily closes, because for dollar index we are taking a decision this week on the basis of daily closing rather on the weekly closing. And on the strong side, definitely New Zealand looks the strongest, but we have other currencies also like Canadian dollar, like New Zealand, like like AUD, like GBP. All these are on the buy side. But Canadian dollar, again, be careful. If oil is trying to reject and making a resistance there, then it can change in between. So take these calls on the basis of the daily close, but stick to the strength of each currencies. So that would be my this week's analysis. Everything looks more like on a sideways or more like it needs to break out. So you have to be a little patient, try to buy at the support, sell at the resistance. More of a sideways movement is happening currently. But if the breakout happens, just keep an eye and enter at pullbacks. Whatever you do, just don't forget that you have to trade with proper risk management. And yeah, last time I forgot USD INR, I'll add it this time. I'll just check it once. Okay, USD INR, if you notice, the breakout did happen, if you see on the downside, but the fact is that market is getting rejected at the next support area that we would have to check. So let me just first draw a Fibonacci, will give us better clarity here. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. So it is taking a support here. It did a breakout, then it fell down till 38.2% level, but here is where the support is being strong. So you can see if the daily close. So if daily closes the way it is, see last time also, you can be on buying side till here. So that's why you can keep checking the daily close, and it is at a good support area. And if the daily close happens the way it is, market, then you can be on the buying side till this level. So that's about USD INR. So that's it, guys. Have a happy trading week. And this week, instead of waiting for the next week close, keep checking on the daily closes and accordingly take your call. That's it. We'll meet you next week. Thank you, guys.